right. Hello, hello. How are you doing today? All right, hold on. I just want to go back over here. Grab this. Just doing a little behind the scenes work right now. Oh my goodness, what a crazy day. If you did not hear about Western Alliance, oh my goodness. All right, I'm gonna mute this just for a second. All right, cool. I just posted a blog post last night about failing banks, right? What could people do? And so let's get into it a little bit, right? Let me just share out on Twitter as well so that we can get started. All right, let me share it over here. All right. I need to put this here, and we'll post this photo over here. Here we go. That's not it. It's here. So coincidentally, right? Talking about banks collapsing. Maybe I should change the background. What do you guys think? Should I change that background? What do you guys think? Show me the money, or we want to see the banks crumbling? Which background would you like? Money or crumbling? Which one do you think's better? Here, let's see. I'm gonna do the money, the banks. Two seconds. Bear with me. 2 seconds. Oh my goodness. What an exhilarating morning. You know what? I kind of forgot to eat breakfast this morning, and I only had coffee, and I was hyped up like crazy. All right, there we go. Let's zoom it in a little bit. Maybe not zoom it in. All right, we'll just leave it there. There we go. All right. Banks collapsing. Where are we going, right? We've got XLF up. We have the banks collapsing. What are we going to do? Oh, let me mute this over here. Boom, bada boom, bada bing, bada boom. All right, so every morning live, 8:15, I do create my watch list. Also trade around the dark pools. Somebody was getting into a fight with me on Twitter. I just had to laugh because they're like, oh yeah, people are buying. They're buying the banks. This is not bullish. I would be fearful of buying when the banking sector is down. This is very scary. If I did not see this coming from March of 2020 when the bank reserves went down to 0, I would be a little scared right now. Banks are halting, they're closing. What do the banks do when they close, when the government takes them over? What happens to the assets in the bank? Locked up, right? So having some cash at home, if your bank were to go, is not a bad thing. Now they are saying they will give 100% FDIC insurance. Still scary for that time frame, 3-4 days that you might not have any cash, right? How are you going to pay? And what happens if then there's a liquidity issue around the world and credit cards don't work? How are you going to pay? So having a little bit of cash, in my opinion, is not a bad thing to be prepared. What happens when the markets start to get fearful of cash and banks? They tend to draw down a little bit, right? Let's go back in history. Let's rewind. Whoops, that's not what I meant to do. I want to go here. Let's move this over. Let's go to a weekly chart. All right. So we have 2007, 2008, right? Let me grab this from down here. All right, I want to go to that tweet from last night. Was it last night? Oh my goodness, so much has happened. Here it is, here it is. All right, so covered this morning as well. If we look at the federal rates, right? So we look at the Fed rates 2004 to 2007. That was a fairly slow increase, like 0.25% every time, all the way up to 5.25. We're at 5.25. That created the mortgage meltdown of 2007, 2008. No doc loans, meaning no asset income verification, no job verification. That caused the mortgage meltdown of 2008-9, as well as the interest rates, because interest rates were going up, people were defaulting, and it created the scenario where people could not pay, right? Well, now we have unemployment going up because they are starting to trim, seeing, hey, there's a potential recession. We still want our numbers to look good. So let's just go back and set it up so that we don't have poor numbers, right? Okay, no problem. But what does that do for the money going into the banks? Slows down. What about the people that have to pay more due to the cost of goods going up with high inflation? Well, it kind of puts them in a hard situation, right? Because they're paying more out of pocket with the interest rates. They're paying more potentially if they have a flexible rate mortgage. And what happened, right? So this peaked out 7 to 8. We look at mortgage delinquencies. Okay, 7 to 8, we had a big increase from 5 to, we'll call it 6.5. That was pretty slow. We just had a 0.5% jump. So we had, this is mortgage delinquencies defaults, right? 2020 to 21 jumped up to 8%, went from, we'll call this 5.5 to 8.25 in 1 quarter, 3 months. That happened. So are we going to see that massive jump again when the economy is supposedly super strong? Everything is going well while the banks are just falling apart, right? It's very scary what's going on. And a lot of people are, hey, yeah, you know what? Buy the banks, buy the banks. Yeah, it looks good. We're in the upward trend. Well, we're slowing down here, right? Let's go to a 33 exponential, a 33 day. If we go below 371, 372.76, it's going to get really ugly. That over the past, on a 33-day chart, was where we saw the meltdown really happen in 2008. Since then, since we rebounded 2010, August of 2010, when people tend to buy back into the market, the end of August, beginning of September, sell in May, go away, buy back in September. Are we going to see the drawdown below 372 before September? Let's do a poll on that. Oh, look, it's 12:12. Are we going below 372.76 on SPY before September 2023? Yes or no? Put your opinion in. Oops, no. Maybe. We'll put a maybe because I did the wrong thing. I forgot to hit ask. There we go. So, what do you think? I think yes, personally. We're still holding the 33 exponential moving, or excuse me, we're still holding above the 4 and the 8 moving average over here on the 33 day. And you can see 33 day, 33 exponential tends to be a bounce level. February 2020, also August of 22 were bounce levels, right? Extension came back to it, extension. Over time, we've extended and come back, extended and come back. And, you know, I really just learned about it in October. And so I felt I was kicking myself, and I was like, man, I should have trusted my studies on this, right? It's okay. We live and we learn, right? So looking at the SPY, we have slowed down. We are at a resistance level. Let's actually put this on with the point of control over here, 33 right here, so we can see. Let me get rid of our pivots. Pivots and pivots. There we go. All right, so if we look just for these 33, where is the point of control? All right, so if we go back in time to where we were, hey, how's it going, Money Mitch? Awesome. That's right, smash the like button. Mitch is awesome. Mitch has done so much. Thank you, Benzinga. So here we are, 33 day, 33 levels of something, 33 exponential moving average. And right now the selling is above us at 411.74. If we go below 394 over here, likely heading down to 372, right? So keep a heads up on that. Make sure that you are aware, right? When we're looking at the banks, let's bring it on over. Let's just make this 24-hour chart. So the SPY, again, this has the point of control. This shows you 412.32. And share it with your friends, right? Retweet, share, get everybody on over. Free learning, right? Look over here, if we drop below 403.88, excuse me, likely heading down here to 402.75, then next target 401.61, then on down to 401, right? All right, so this morning, every morning, live, 8:15, as a member on my YouTube channel, if you want to get this amazing list. Look, I had USB, key, PAC-W, WAL, Western Alliance. Western Alliance today with 6 halts. Granted, if you're in it now, it's kind of rough, right? Because they keep halting this one. If you want to find out where the halts are, super easy. You go to your search engine, NASDAQ halt. If all of a sudden something stops, click, there you go. Current halts, right? This is halted as of 12/14. Top is also having a lot of halts. That's a very low float one. Atlas Lithium as well, if you like to trade the low float super runners, right? So Western Alliance, this visual volume profile right here is showing us where from 9:30 a.m. the point of control is. Okay, they sold up here 24.93, then they bought a little 23, then they sold more 25.02, brought it down, they bought maybe a later print that came in at this time, 25.05. It looks like they've bought down here at 11.39. That is the point of control right now. So if we look at KeyBank, similar movement, right? KeyBank, point of control right now, 888. Might get stuck on this 161 exponential moving average. Had this on my list, didn't really have a trade, but look at how those levels and boundaries for support and resistance, you wouldn't have gotten caught in the trade, right? Because I'm giving you some levels to watch for a higher probability trade. Western Alliance broke down, amazing trade. Pacific West as well, broke down. Let's put it on 24-hour over here on the left, right? Had a nice trade below 340 down to 248, a dollar move on a 340 stock. That's pretty amazing, right? Let's look at Apple. Apple, if it went below 164.50, potential trade, or above 165.60. Boom. Test, pull back, run on up to 166.88. Wayfair today, low float earnings trade up above 35.50. Yep, right on up to 37.80. After it broke this downward trend, I said keep an eye on this during the morning recording, right? Went, tested it once, pre-market, 905, and then again, boom, broke out, ran to the upside. Snap, I'm going bottom up today, sorry. Snap had a nice short trade below 806. DDOG, bold as earnings. DDOG right here, up above 71.60. That's pretty cool. Look, if you had had one contract, a call, and it broke out up above 71.60, look at that. You could have made $400, right? If you bought a 72 call, and then it goes up to 76, 400 bucks, right? Easily to get these amazing trade setups. 14 different trade setups, 28 trade setups. 14 long, 14 short, right? Tesla today had the potential for long or short. It was moving up earlier. So I have the up gappers and down gappers. The market will determine where we go from there. It did pull back down like the rest of the market today, below 161.60 down to 159.65. And Shopify, pretty much the only Canadian tech stock that there is. Canadian stocks are a lot of oil, banks, transportation, and mining, a lot of gold and silver, and Shopify. So Shopify is one of the big ones for Canadian tech retirement accounts. So no surprise that this is moving to the upside. Many people are returning to online retail sales. Likely Etsy and Pinterest will have bigger moves as well, but we'll check that out. And then we have our indexes for the day. So Dow Jones, if we go below 332.91, boom, big move down. The Russell, if we go below 170.60, yep, boom, down to 168. Q's has been the strongest. So Russell 2000 stocks has been the weakest. We're hanging out below the 33 exponential moving average over here. The Q's is the strongest, much higher than that 33 exponential. Also the SPY, right? Dancing around the 33, pulling down below it. We have that potential. We're bouncing off this area. Are we going to have a bigger move down in the afternoon session? There is a potential for that, right? I called it out over here. I said, watch this. If we bounce, we could have a run up. Sure enough, we went from down here, recorded it live at my midday update, and sure enough, bounced up almost 7 points, right? Overextension. We are overextended right now. Could we have retracement up to that 406.40 level and then a bigger sell-off? Yes. Maybe it's going to come down to 406.20, a little bit lower as that moving average also curls down. We also have to remember looking at the dollar. The dollar heavily decides what's going to happen with commodities. Not always 100% inverse correlation, however many times. And check that out. The 33 exponential sold off of it. What happened to silver? Hi-ho silver. On up to 27.22 likely here. That is the next resistance that I did have mapped out. So keep that on watch. We tested 26.12 3 times. Personally, I got into silver back August 30th. Big physical position. August 30th over here. Very happy, right? Very happy, up $7 from 19. Granted, there's some premium always when buying physical. Gold is close to hitting all-time highs. So watch this, right? It shows we actually hit the high. 2089.20. Let's set an alert right there. Let's do 2090. Add an alert. Crossing up 2090. All right. You nibbling on the regionals? Kevin, you know what? I'm nibbling on the metals. Forget the regionals. Let's do it. Moving up. I am not touching the regionals because of, oh, you guys want to see a cool video I posted, right? I have shared this in the past before. Did they take it down? Oh no, here it is. Okay. I thought maybe that they'd taken it down. Okay. So I'm going to turn off, bear with me 2 seconds. I'm going to turn off the music. We're going to turn this on and I'm going to crank the volume. Or if you can't really hear it, basically they're saying, we know there's going to be bank defaults. We know there's going to be issues. This was March of 2022. The closed caption's not available. All right, so check it out on my Twitter. It's Airplane Jane. Come and check it out. I am not touching the banks. They've been setting it up for this bank default to happen since March of 2020, when they made the reserve requirements for the banks 0. They have been setting it up to try to crash the banking system. Oh, inflation, it's transitory, no problem, right? Well, you know what's amazing? Physical metals in hand. If your bank gets halted and closed because of the government, because they're trying to take over the assets, if you have some cash on hand, potentially in an emergency, not a bad thing, right? You guys have any stocks you want me to check out? I'm happy to look at, Kevin, if you want me to check out any charts, give you my opinion on them, I'm more than happy to do so. I'm personally not really touching them though, right? Because I see that there's a mess right now. Let's check out the other majors. Let's look at Amazon. So Amazon, let me hide that right here. There we go. So Amazon is holding up above the 33 exponential. It's sort of sandwiched between the 107 area and 102.30. So I'd watch to see which direction that's going to move. So let's look at Microsoft today. So Microsoft was trading sideways. Looks like it's creating a position. Doji day. We actually have a bear doji sandwich, right? But it didn't close lower. So we really needed to close below 303.50, and then we're likely going to fill the gap down to 300 and then down to 296 and so on, potentially down here. You see that 33 exponential? It's like, whoa, put it on. Try it on your charts. 33 exponential moving average. It will just blow your mind sometimes. Let's see, even on the SPY, I want to say on a 3-hour chart, make sure you guys answer the poll. Are we going below, what did I say, 272.67 on the SPY before August. So 3-hour inverted head and shoulders off of the 200 exponential, came down, bounced off of the 161, and now we've come back down. Oh, but look, we happen to sell off on that 33 exponential. 33 exponential, resistance, 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 sell off. Oh, we bounced above it. Okay, bounce. All right, drop, resistance, right? So really cool. Do you guys have any stocks you would like me to check out? Any cryptos? I am open. I'm going to give you guys a couple seconds because I know there's a delay. Let's see. We have had a crazy, crazy day. Let's look at the bank stocks overall. So let me go over here to the bank list. We have XLF. Berkshire Hathaway, 41% of Berkshire's holdings. Oh, look, we happen to bounce off of the 161 on the 3-hour chart. So cool. Berkshire Hathaway is 41%. Oh, see, look at this. Look. Can you make that up? It bounced right off of the 33 exponential. What? What? Let's look at JP Morgan. JP Morgan came down, bounced off of the 161 and the 200, 3-hour. Looks like some buying power here. Let's go to a smaller time frame. Let's turn that back on over here. Let's see the point of control to watch. All right, point of control from open today. We are above it. I would watch above 134. Might just bounce up to 134 and then continued sell off. For now, I would be bullish up to potentially 134. All right, let's look at Bank of America. Bank of America, similar, came down, nice reversal here, and we tested the 27 level again. The big points of control for today, coming up and testing it just above it right now, 27.28. Next area above that would be up 27.48. Right? Let's look at Citigroup. Ouch. Citigroup got a pummeling back down below this trend line, bigger picture trend line on a bigger time frame. And we are below it. Are we going to come back up and retrace over it? I don't know. Banks, you know, I'm really skeptical of the banks right now. Just, I got to change the the background again. What I want to say to the banks is this: show me the money, right? Show me the money. I want the money in my hand, not just numbers on a statement. I want to see the dollar bills, please, right? Dollar bills from Wells Fargo, dollar bills from Bank of America, dollar bills from Truist Financial, right? Dollar bills from TD, Toronto Dominion. Oh, that's that's Canadian. Sorry. There we go. TD, right? Show me the money. Look at this. We're hanging out below the 33 exponential over here. If it pops, potentially pop up to 64.05, but that's looking pretty bearish, right? How are we on the 33? Ooh, no buenos, eh? No bueno. Play around with different time frames. Be curious. Look at how it came down over here. Are we going back down to 42.17 for Toronto? Let's look at all of them on the 33. I want to see. All right, Berkshire, we still have a ways to come back down. 264. JP Morgan. Uh-oh, we just bounced off of it this month. No bueno if we continue down. Bank of America, we are below. Bank of America not looking strong. Citigroup not looking strong. Morgan Stanley, look at that gap to fill. Do you have patience over the next month? Down to 74.84 potentially. Not saying it's definitely going there. Goldman Sachs, we aren't far away. Now, what about the insurance for brokerage accounts, right? FDIC has insurance. How about your brokerage account? What happens if you have longer term holdings and they drop, right? Who are you going to talk to? Do you have stops should the market go down to 372.67? Do you have stops? What is your plan if the market continues to go down? Everybody thinks, hey, it's going to go up. It's going to go up. Look at this Truist Financial. That's a longer term trend line that I set up a while ago. That was a crazy month last month, right? USB, very, very similar, huh? Very steep. Whoops. It's painful. It's painful. I'm thankful that I did my research on the banks to know, hey, so this could get even more ugly down here. Let's look at Western Alliance. Let's see. Did they have that? Did it go way outside the channel? Right? Pretty much, yeah. Even if you brought it over here, it's outside that channel and well below that 33 exponential. All right, I could go on and on. Do you guys have any questions? Do you have anything that you would like me to check out? Any opinions that you'd like me to give on any of your stocks? I'd be happy to do so. Let's check out BlackRock. BlackRock below the 33 exponential. Right, let's look at it on a 3 hour. Let's put on that point of control over here. Oh, look, looks like they sold at 693.96. Did you know that? They sold 60 points ago, 10%. Also have it over here. Let's go back even further. So they sold, they bought, okay, 637.39. They bought here and then they sold up here. So I like to slide this over. Okay, then the dominating point of control up above us, 657. So if we go below over here, we go below 620, set an alert. Could get ugly. 612, 600, 595, 586, 565, 550. BlackRock, Vanguard, they tend to own everything, right? They've got their hands in everything with their stock investments. So, caution on the banks, right? What is your plan if your bank were to get halted in the real world by the government? Do you have any cash on hand? In my opinion, never a bad idea to have some cash on hand. In my opinion, being a bit diversified in some metals, not a bad idea. There are some links down below in the description area to purchase some metals if you are interested. That is it for today. Have an amazing day. Carpe profits, use those profits one trade at a time. I'd love to see you every morning at 8:15 for my morning day trading watch list live. You can ask all the questions you'd like.